I found out I wasn't invited to my own parents' anniversary party when my sister accidentally sent a picture to the family group chat. Everyone was dressed up, smiling, plates full of food, decorations behind them, and my mom and dad were standing in the center like the king and queen of the evening. And I just stared at that photo, my phone literally trembling in my hand, wondering why the hell nobody told me about it. When I called my sister and asked why she didn't invite me, she didn't even hesitate. She just said, "It's only for family. Tell me honestly. Am I crazy for thinking that I am family? Was I wrong for what I did next?" Because to this day, part of me still wonders if I overreacted or if my reaction was exactly what they deserved. The truth is, this mess didn't start with that one party. It goes way deeper. Growing up, I was always the quiet one in the family, the one who followed the rules, got good grades, didn't cause problems. My sister, on the other hand, was the golden child. She could break curfew, scream at my parents, skip school, and somehow she'd still walk away with a hug and a plate of her favorite food. Meanwhile, if I forgot to wash my plate, I'd get a lecture about responsibility. I never really complained, but I noticed. I always noticed, as adults, the dynamic only got worse. My sister got married, had kids, lived only 10 minutes away from my parents, and visited them practically every other day. I lived 30 minutes away because I work on the opposite side of the city. And despite my best efforts, I could only visit once or twice a week. But every time I came over, my parents would guilt-trip me saying things like, "We never see you," or, "Your sister is always here. She takes such good care of us." I'd remind them that I had work, responsibilities, bills, rent, things my sister didn't worry about because my parents helped her financially. They always had. Still, I bit my tongue. They were my parents. I didn't want to start fights. But slowly, I started noticing how they excluded me from things. My sister would post pictures of family dinners I was never told about. They had backyard BBQs, game nights, holiday cookie-making parties. I never got an invite, and when I brought it up once, in the most polite way possible, my mom simply said, "Well, we just assumed you'd be busy." They didn't ask. They just assumed. So when that anniversary photo popped up in the group chat, something inside me broke. I had just spent the previous weekend with my parents, literally sitting in their living room helping my dad fix his phone. Not once did they mention they were planning an anniversary celebration. It was their 30th anniversary too, a big one, the kind of event families plan months in advance, the kind of event you'd expect both children to be part of, but apparently I wasn't worth telling. My first reaction was confusion, then sadness, then anger so sharp that I swear I felt it in my teeth. I called my sister immediately and asked, "Why didn't you invite me?" She sounded annoyed, like I was inconveniencing her by asking, and she said those 4 words, "It's only for family." I remember sitting there in silence, trying to process what she just said. Then she added, immediate family, Mom, Dad, me, and my kids. I pointed out that I was immediate family too. She sighed like she was tired of the conversation already and said, "Well, you're not around much. It didn't make sense to invite someone who's barely here." Barely here? I sacrificed sleep, days off, time with friends, holidays, just to be there for our parents when they needed help. And this was my reward? I hung up on her before I said something I couldn't take back. Then I texted my mom. I asked her why nobody thought to invite me. Her response was almost worse. She said, "Sweetie, we didn't want to bother you. You're always tired from work. The worst part?" She put a smiley face at the end. Like that made everything better. Like she didn't just discard me like some distant relative who happens to share a last name. For 2 days, I didn't talk to anyone. I went to work, came home, sat on my couch, and replayed every moment of my life where I tried to be a good son, a good brother, a good family member. I kept thinking, they didn't forget me. They excluded me on purpose. And that hurt in a way I can't fully explain. I felt unwanted, invisible, replaceable, just a guest in my own bloodline. And that's when the idea hit me. If they don't think I'm family, then fine. They don't get the benefits of having me in their lives. So I made a decision that would change everything. Before I tell you what I did next, I really want you to stop for a second and imagine being in my shoes. Imagine seeing your entire family, celebrating something special while you're sitting, alone in your apartment, completely unaware they even planned it. Imagine your own sister telling you, "It's only for family," as if you were some stranger off the street. So here's the question again. What would you have done? because at that moment, I felt like doing something I could never come back from. Before I reveal what happened next, comment below what you would have done. Would you forgive them? Would you confront them? Or would you walk away like I did? So here's what I did. I went completely no contact. Not in a dramatic, I never want to speak to you again kind of way. I simply disappeared. Stopped calling, stopped texting, stopped visiting. I still loved my parents. But love wasn't enough to keep me in a place where I felt unwanted. I needed space. I needed peace. And honestly, I wanted them to notice my absence for once. I wanted them to feel the empty chair at the dinner table the way I felt the empty spot in that party photo where I should have been. Weeks passed. Then a month, then 2. Nobody reached out. Not a call. Not a text. Not a hey, are you okay? I kept checking my phone, hoping something would pop up. Nothing. It confirmed everything I feared. They really didn't care if I was there or not. Then one day, completely out of the blue, my dad showed up at my apartment. He looked older than I remembered. He asked why I'd been avoiding them. And when I told him about everything, the dinners, the parties, the anniversary, he looked genuinely shocked. Not because they excluded me, but because he claimed he didn't know. He said my sister planned everything, handled the invites, made the decisions. My mom, he admitted quietly, often just went along with whatever my sister wanted because she didn't want drama. I asked him point blank, "Do you see me as part of this family?" He hesitated for a second too long, and that hesitation was my answer. He apologized, but it felt empty. Like he was apologizing because he was supposed to, not because he understood the depth of what I felt. He said, "Just come by the house. We'll talk as a family." I told him no. I told him I wasn't going to walk back into a home where I felt like an outsider. When he left, I expected guilt to wash over me. Instead, I felt relief. For once, I was choosing myself. A few weeks later, my sister finally called me, not to check on me, not to apologize, but to ask why I hadn't shown up for my nephew's birthday party. I reminded her that nobody sent me an invitation. She said, "I figured you'd know the date by now." I told her I didn't memorize her kids' birthdays because I'm not included in family events anyway. That's when she snapped. She accused me of being dramatic, of playing the victim, of abandoning the family. I told her one simple thing. "You said it was only for family." So I removed myself. She went quiet. For a moment, I thought maybe finally she understood. But nope. She said, "Mom is really upset. She feels like you're punishing her." And right then, I realized something. My sister had turned my parents against me for years. She controlled the invites. She controlled the narrative. And my parents let her because it was easier than dealing with conflict. I told her I wasn't punishing anyone. I was protecting myself. She replied, "Well, we're moving on without you." And I said, "You already did." Since then, I've been living my own life. I started focusing on work, joined a gym, made new friends, rebuilt my confidence. Do I miss my family? Sometimes, especially my parents. But I don't miss feeling unwanted. I don't miss being the outsider. I don't miss begging for the bare minimum. A couple months ago, my mom finally called me. She sounded emotional, almost timid. She said she missed me. She asked me to come visit. I asked her one question. If that anniversary party were happening again, and you had the chance to invite me, would you? She was silent. I waited. She sighed softly and said, "I don't like conflict. Your sister gets upset if things don't go her way." And that was it. And I realized something heartbreaking. In my family, keeping my sister comfortable was more important than keeping me included. I told my mom I loved her. I told her I wasn't angry anymore. But I also told her I couldn't go back to the way things were. If I visited, it would be on my terms, not as the forgotten backup child. So here I am now, telling this story to you all. Maybe to vent, maybe to heal, maybe to hear from people who understand what it feels like to be the invisible one. The one who tries, but never gets acknowledged. The one who gets left out without anyone noticing. If you made it to the end of this story, thank you. It means more than you know. And if you've ever been the forgotten sibling, trust me, you're not alone. Like this video if you think I was justified in walking away. Subscribe for more stories like this. And please share your final thoughts in the comments section. I'll see you all in the next story.